I wanted to know what romance books were most downloaded from the Kindle Unlimited store in 2023 and see if I also thought that they were worthy of being on this list. Avoiding a couple of the books that I'm scared of, I narrowed it down to the 3 titles that we will be reading for today's video. Hello, besties. Welcome to the first book of this vlog that we will be reading, which is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This was actually the most downloaded and highest rated romance of that bestseller list on Kindle Unlimited. I think I was definitely expecting this book to be on the list, but I didn't know if I expected it to be as high as it was, let alone the top #1 within the romance books on that list at least. So hi, welcome to the vlog. I'm so excited to have you here with me. Let's get into chatting about this first title. Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This is like a small town grumpy sunshine romance. I love both of those things. I actually really adore this cover as well. This story is about our main character Naomi, who appears to be a runaway bride and leaves her fiance at the altar, takes the car and starts driving, I believe, to meet up with her sister, her evil twin sister Tina, at this really small town called Knock 'em Out. Is it Virginia? No. It is Virginia. Wow, look at me go, retaining things. But she gets to this small town called Knock 'em Out, Virginia. And lo and behold, it appears that her evil twin sister Tina has made a reputation for herself in this town. Everyone thinks that Naomi is Tina and is giving her a really cold shoulder, being very mean to her, telling her to get out of this place, blah, 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 blah. And she's just trying to get a coffee, right? She's trying to get a coffee, and then we meet our male main character, Knox. And Knox is sort of like the leader of this town, so to say. He has a lot of different investments throughout the businesses. He owns a lot of things. He is involved in almost everything. And he's sort of taking it upon himself to rid the town of Tina once again, but it's not Tina, and they soon find that out. Now, Naomi was supposed to meet Tina, but evidently Tina actually ends up stealing Naomi's car and not only fleeing the small town, but leaving her daughter that Naomi has never met behind and for Naomi to take care of now. So our main character, Naomi, now has not only no car, no phone, no credit cards because everything was in the car. She now has an 11-year-old niece that she has never met in a town that seems to hate her even though they don't know her. And if you are familiar with small town books, then you know that it is very hive-mindy. Everyone knows everyone, everyone's in everyone's business, news travels fast, that sort of thing. And I love a small town setting. So I'm sort of eating that aspect of this book up. And now Knox is obviously falling for Naomi in this very complicated sense because Naomi is a very prim and proper young lady. It's running from her fiance seems to be very out of character for her. So I'm assuming that we'll learn that story a little bit later. But Knox is yeah, I'm attracted to you, but I want nothing to do with you because I can't give you what you need. You're too needy, you're too whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now, just to complicate things even further, Knox has a brother named Nash, and they are both pining for Naomi now. So now there's almost a love triangle in a sense. It's really entertaining. I am already 20% of the way through. I'm really enjoying the writing. I'm really obviously loving the small town vibes. I'm loving our main character, Naomi. I really do like her. The love interest portion of this book, so the way that Knox is treating Naomi, obviously he's got some damage. He's got some baggage that he needs to unpack because he's not treating her well. He's just being an ass. That's sort of his reputation, is he's sort of just a dick, which is pushing her away, but they both can't deny the attraction, that sort of thing. So it's giving a little bit of toxicity, but also as long as there's some growth on his part and we work through some things, then I'll be okay with it, As long as he's not being just rude for rude's sake and there's no growth or explanation, I'll be good. And I'm excited to keep reading because I am really enjoying how it's going. Getting to know Waylay, who is the 11-year-old niece, is interesting because obviously her mother abandoned her and she has had a pretty rough upbringing living with a mother like Tina. So we'll see how it all goes. Before we keep reading though, I'm leaving. I'm going to a Galentine's Day brunch and tea party. So we are going to leave right now. I need to leave 2 minutes ago to pick up my friend and we are on our way. So we'll go do that and then I'll come back and read a little bit more. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this vlog to see if I agree with the masses. Hello, Mr. Goblin. Very cute. Okay, let's go. I'm very late. Hi, hello, we are back home after that Galentine's Day tea party. Was so cute, was so fun. We did a craft and I think they're finally done drying. We made bookmarks. So it's these little like dried flowers and then this clear epoxy. I don't remember what it's called, but like you paint the clear epoxy that's not epoxy over the top. Then it dries and keeps everything in place. These are the two that I made. I made this little like pink one with a pink tassel, and then I made a very simple little daisy one with a fern. Very cute, love them a lot. Not only did I think that the daisy was fitting for this vlog, but also I just thought it was really cute. What a time to be alive. Really happy with how they both turned out. Love them. Had a little bit of a mental breakdown on our way there because as soon as my friend got in the car when I picked her up, I looked in the rearview mirror and realized I didn't do my eyebrows. And I know it's not a big deal, but my eyebrows are like literally the only thing that I make sure to do when I leave the house. So the whole intro clip, everything, yeah, those eyebrows were not done. So in retrospect, I know that my face is gonna look a little bit unfinished, and you know, that is what it is. I'm sure no one noticed. If you did notice, then I'm sorry. But yeah, we're back home now, washed my face, took off that makeup, or the makeup that I actually did put on my face, did skincare, and now we're gonna sit down and we're going to get back into things we never got over. I'm looking forward to it. I am at like 35% right now. The male main character, Knox, is a little bit frustrating because he's doing that whole like, I know that I want you, but I'm going to be really rude to you and be very hot and cold. Like, you are not allowed to talk to anyone else, but I also don't want you. That sort of thing, and it's really frustrating. So we'll see how that progresses. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it. I thought about it while I wasn't reading it, so that's a good sign. I'm excited to sit here and read for a little bit, so that's what's gonna happen. I love having my hair up, a baggy sweater, and sweatpants. Wow, I feel great. I'm living my best life. And now let's go read.
This time of the year, I can't stop asking why I'm struggling to stay.
Hello, welcome back. I've had a busy couple days. Yesterday I had to work, and then today I had to go to a class at work actually because I'm learning how to run a new device. So I had to attend a class for it, but that was only until noon. So then we went to Whole Foods because I needed some new deodorant and I needed to actually go smell them because I'm so sick of buying deodorant online and not knowing what it's gonna smell like. And then I got lunch, I got coffee, we are back home. And I just finished Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score probably like 10 minutes ago. So let's chat about it, shall we? I want to start with the negatives before the positives, okay? Because bottom line, I'm feeling good about it, but like before I let myself feel good about it, let me tell you the things that, really just a couple things that like kind of bothered me. So our love interest, Knox Morgan. Love the guy, right? Very much a guy that is like successful but humble about it, wears his heart on his sleeve and is very protective over the people that he cares about and loves. And that's great. That's a great trait to have. But I know a lot of us love the like being pushed around just a little bit, told what to do, you know, that sort of thing, like tough love in a way. Even if you don't like that, you know, it's very prominent in books. It's a thing. Now, the way that Knox's dialogue was written sometimes felt like a little bit further than that. It felt a little bit aggressive. And I don't know how to take it because whenever it would happen within a scene or within a conversation, he would have some sort of line of like, I'm gonna make you, or like you're gonna take it, or something like that. And it sometimes was before both of the main characters, both Naomi and Knox, were on the same page. So it came across to my consumption as like him being a little bit too like pushy or aggressive in a way. But I say it's complicated because by the end of the conversation or scene that they are actively having, he would always do something that would like counteract how that one comment made me feel. Like then he would be like overly sweet or overly accommodating or like, you know, do something else. And it was like a weird little dynamic, which gave me whiplash a couple times, right? Bottom line is I really did like Knox Morgan as a main character. But again, just a few things in his dialogue made me pause a few times. And maybe it's because I'm a little bit more attuned to like aggressive behavior. Some might call that sensitive, but I just wanted to bring it up because it happened more than 3 times. You know, and the only other thing that I had a lot of issues with in this book were the sex scenes. Couple of them were pretty good, but the majority of them, I couldn't wait for them to be over. It's the descriptors, man. Like if you use the word spurt, I'm immediately like not into it.
So that aspect of the book was kind of hit or miss for me, but everything else still really loved. Adored the small town vibes, how everyone always comes together, fight for their own. Small town romances, small town stories in general are just, you know, such a fun time. I did really like Naomi as a main character. I related a lot to her, being a people pleaser myself. I have quite a few highlights in my Kindle, just from a lot of things throughout the story, like a lot of these situational things that Lucy Score was able to talk about and kind of get into with the relationships within characters, relationships within the characters and themselves, like their introspective moments. Like there was a lot of really good writing in this book. I had ultimately a great time. It doesn't feel like a 5-star for me, but it feels like a strong 4.5, honestly. Like I feel good about a 4 or a 4.5. So the first choice for this video was solid. I feel good about it. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the next one though. And that book that we're moving on to is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I know there's gonna be people in the comments that are like, wait, but that's not the best one of the series. Like you have, even if you don't like this one, like push forward, you might like the others, which we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, because I have heard that quite a bit with this series. But if I'm following the bestseller or most downloaded books list for Kindle Unlimited last year, this is the next book that I have to read. So we're gonna see how I like it. So I'm gonna go take some Midol, drink this water that I just made, and sit down and get on into it. Hopefully I can get a good chunk of it read today. I do work again tomorrow, unfortunately. On Valentine's Day, mind you. What a tragedy. But c'est la vie, life goes on. At least we have smut, am I right? Okay, so I have made it about 40% of the way through Twisted Love. And from what I'm gathering, and from like the marketing of this book, it is like a brother's best friends romance. And I'm definitely getting it has the touch her and you die trope as well. Because our two main characters are Ava and Alex. Alex is Ava's brother's best friend. And Ava's brother is abroad, going on some like doctor mission thing. I'm guessing it's like Doctors Without Borders, but like in this world. Or maybe he's still in school. I don't really know. Not really important. But what's important is that he lives next to Ava and he will be gone. So no one will be able to like watch and protect Ava because, you know, big brother must protect sort of vibe. So he gets Alex to move in next door to Ava to kind of like keep an eye out for her, because Ava just recently broke up with her boyfriend and there's been some situations. Basically, he wants Ava back, but Ava wants no part of it, and he's just not really being cool at all. So Alex moves in next door. So not only is it like a brother's best friend, but now it's like boy next door as well. And both of these main characters have a pretty sordid past emotionally. Like we're getting little flashbacks in italics of like literal flashbacks that the characters are having of like the traumatizing situations that they both have had. So we're learning slowly but surely. It's very much the like, he only has relations with women that understand that he is one way in the bedroom and one way in the bedroom only. He's not emotionally available, and he keeps it strictly just like contractual, you know? Like each partner in his situations benefit from their meetups, but there's no more than that. And then Ava is just like a little sunshine. Like she's a really optimistic person, very sweet despite everything that she has, you know, been through, which we're still learning about. I don't have any like concrete thoughts right now of like how I'm feeling about the storyline. Mostly I just wanted to pop in and like let you know what it was about. Oh, there is one other thing. Okay, so the trauma that Alex has faced when he was young has required him to, since he was 10 years old, plan and start to, I don't know, execute this like massive revenge plan. And it is stated in the synopsis that he's sort of like a morally gray character, okay? If you're picking up what I'm putting down. So that is something that I'm interested to see where his storyline goes, because this book is pitched as having like a minor like suspense plot line in addition to the romance. So I mean, I'm here for the ride. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I mean, so far at this like 40%-ish mark, I'm not like overtly obsessed with anything, but I also don't have anything that I immediately am not liking or not vibing with. So we'll see where it goes. I just realized also that both of these books that I've been chosen first are both first books in romance series. And I think like we already knew that, and I think I've mentioned it before, but it never actually like sunk into my brain, which is exciting because now I know that I'm gonna continue the Knock 'Em Out series because I really had a great time with that book. And even if I don't vibe with this book in particular, Twisted Love that is, I mean, I've heard that the other books in the series are better, but I'm also like, maybe I'll love this one too. Like, again, I'm having a good time, so we'll see where it goes. But it's just exciting that I could potentially just already have other books lined up to read in these same worlds and like similar characters, you know? So that's great, that's exciting. I love reading. But okay, I will probably read more tonight, but we'll probably check in with you again on Thursday. It's Tuesday right now, but I work all day tomorrow, so I'll see you so soon.
It's a mystery why I'm here. I guess I'm just too tired of fighting what you said.
Before we get into the review, this is what I'm looking at. Is Juno proud of me or judging me for reading a dark romance? We'll never know. Hi, I finished Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This little dark, steamy, smutty romance was a time. Me trying to find my notes on this freaking book. Okay, here it is. First of all, if I'm looking particularly rough today, it's because I'm just got off a stretch of 3 at work that was just insanely brutal. I just didn't have it in me to get ready today, so this is what we're getting. My feet hurt, my legs hurt. I just really didn't sit down for 3 days straight, it feels like. But okay, so, hi. Twisted Love. There were so many parts while reading this book where I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna say during my final wrap up. And that's still kind of accurate, but let's try to find some semblance of coherence within this mind of mine. So our 2 main characters, Anna and Alex, not Anna, that's the author, Ava. Ava and Alex couldn't be more different. Ava is like a cheesy optimist, right? She always sees the best in people, wants to give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, too trusting, she has a soft heart, those types of things. And our other main character, Alex, is the cynical grump and the epitome of touch her and you die. Like, quite literally. I know I already mentioned that he's like a morally gray main character, and I won't get into details because I don't want to spoil anything, but can confirm he's very morally gray in real life situations as well as in the bedroom. But it is a dark romance, so I did know what I was getting into. One thing I did like about this story is that both of the main characters had their own personal traumas growing up. Like, I feel like typically in a romance book, there's one of the main characters that are struggling with something, and then it's the other main character's job or like drive in the book to fix that other main character. But like, they were both struggling with their own shit, and it was nice to see them both damaged, as horrible as that sounds. But like, they both grew together a little bit. They both helped each other get out of things. Like, was it completely healthy? No, obviously not. That's not what we're here for. But I did like that it wasn't just like the female main character having some sort of emotional woes and, you know, the guy coming in to save everything. Like, that's not exactly how it went. So I liked that. This is one of those books for me where it's kind of just like middle of the road. Like, I don't have too many really great things to say about it, but I also don't have too many bad things to say about it either. Like, the sort of like suspense or thriller portion of the story I thought was interesting, was a little bit exciting, added another complexity layer to the characters', I don't know, relations, I guess, and it was interesting. You know, I didn't hate it, but again, I didn't love it. So yeah, I mean, again, I don't feel overly great about it, but I did have a good time reading it. I think that it's kind of like a 3.5 for me. Maybe I would rate it like a 3 on Goodreads, but a 3.5 on Storygraph, around there, give or take. That's where we're ending up. And speaking of ending up, we are going to be going on to the last book of this vlog, which is going to be Right Man, Right Time. I think it's by Megan Quinn. It'll show up for a second. Are you ready? Megan Quinn, yes. Oh, it's still there. Phenomenal, love that. This, friends, is going to be my first sports romance. And I don't know if I've ever really heard of Megan Quinn. I am new to this like realm of books though, so it's not surprising. Right Man, Right Time has fake dating, which I'm really stoked about because I love fake dating apparently, and sports romance. The sport in question is hockey, and hockey's my favorite sport as well. So right off the bat, did I say right off the stick? Because it's not baseball. Stop, Sydney. Right off the bat, it has a few things going for it already. I personally have not heard of this book before, seeing it on this list of most downloaded or most popular books of 2023 on Kindle Unlimited. So we'll see. We'll see what all the hype is about. Maybe people have read this book a long time ago. I feel like that's what happened with like Twisted Love. Like, I'm surprised that these are the books that are still most downloaded. That's what I was most surprised about seeing, because Twisted Love is a few years old, I think. So we're gonna get into Right Man, Right Time sometime tonight. I have to go hop on a video call with my like coordinator for my Trova trip, vacation trip that we're doing. If you don't know, we're going to Bali in July of this year, 2024. And that's really exciting. The link to check out the trip is always down below if you wanted to come vacation with me and Caleb. That would be super fun. But yeah, we're hosting this trip. I just have like a monthly check-in meeting with the coordinator just to like see if they can do anything for me, if I need anything, so on and so forth. So yeah, gonna go have that meeting. Then I will get into this title and I'll come back and kind of give you a little bit of a synopsis once I also know what's going on a little bit too. Hello, welcome back. I have made it to about 35% of Right Man, Right Time by Megan Quinn. Okay, I made notes. We're in a busy part of the town. Someone is parking literally right in front of me right now, so that's really great. Okay, so first and foremost, I realized too late that this is the third in this romance series. And I feel like romance series can be read out of order. Even though I typically still wouldn't read them out of order, I feel like they can be because they're all following different people within the same world. So I didn't know that this was a third in a series, and I wonder if that is playing a factor in the amount of times that it's been downloaded. Like, I feel like it could go either way. Like, people have loved the previous books in the series, so they're automatically going to read this third one, or I could see it hurting it in a sense that the previous books weren't as good, so less people will read it. But in this case, obviously it's the former because it is on this most downloaded, most popular list of 2023, which I think is interesting. I'm glad that I'm reading a sports romance for this vlog because I haven't tried them and they are extremely popular, but this story also has an age gap in it. And let me just tell you a quick synopsis, right? Our two main characters are Silas and Ollie. Silas just got out of a relationship. His girlfriend of like so many years, been together since they were, I think, in high school or something. He walked in on her cheating on him with two people. It was a very dramatic opening to the book. So obviously they broke up. That's 2 years prior to when the start of the book actually takes place. Lo and behold, now his ex-girlfriend Sarah gets a job working as like marketing for his hockey team. And so everyone's concerned. Everyone's concerned about Silas. Then we jump to our other main character, Ollie, who also got out of a relationship not too long ago. And she's in college, currently doing an internship at this journalism place. And they're getting their final assignment of the semester. And she gets assigned this sports assignment to, you know, work with this Vancouver hockey team. She does lifestyle, so she knows that the person who assigned her this task is just being a mean girl, and that we'll get to that. Not only is this girl being a mean girl, but she's also dating Ollie's ex-boyfriend. And this mean girl is named Candace, and their relationship is like the mean girl, women pitted against each other, which I just hate in and of itself. Like, I don't like that dynamic. I think it's tired, honestly. Now, Ollie is out with one of her guy friends that is also having an internship at this journalism place. They're at a bar, they're having drinks. Candace and Yanni, the ex-boyfriend, they both show up, and they're like trying to make Ollie feel bad, basically. And Ollie's like, no, I'm actually seeing someone, and he's here right now, but he's just shy. And Candace is like, what? No, he's not. Prove it. And she walks up to one random guy at the bar and is like, you have 3 seconds to tell me no, but I'm going to make out with you and pretend to be my boyfriend for a moment. And he doesn't stop her. It is Silas that she walks up and makes out with, and then ultimately it snowballs. They make a contract and start fake dating each other. And I really like fake dating, so I'm really liking that aspect, but it is an age gap romance, and it is a little bit weird because he's in his 30s and she's still in college. Like, she's living in a dorm room still, and she's 21. So yes, she is like of age. She is old enough to make her own decisions. I recognize that, but if I'm thinking logically, like if I had a daughter who was a 21-year-old in college and she brought home a 30-plus-year-old, I'd be like, I don't know if I like this dude's intentions. Like, it's a little bit weird for me. Like, age gap is a hit or miss, and I knew that going into it, but I didn't know like what it was going to be like. So I think it's missing for me on this one. For me, I think that age gap works only if both parties are above 30. I don't like the like addition of someone being pretty young. I don't really love that feeling. Couple other things that I'm just like not vibing with this story is when Ollie and Silas were like getting their stories straight, you know, like making up their fake meeting situation, learning about each other's histories. They have nothing in common. There's really like no chemistry other than their physical attraction to each other. And even then, so like she's making fun of his age, saying that he's an old grandpa, which is, you know, kind of funny, kind of bantery, but also it's a little bit weird. But while they're trying to have like common ground, the only thing that they could find that they have in common is loving Harry Potter. Now, if this book was written years and years and years ago, I'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever, that's fine. But I just think that in this day and age, there could have been anything else that they had in common. And I know that Harry Potter is very like nostalgic thing for a lot of people. A lot of people still love it, which is fine. I just personally, whenever I think about that author and all the drama that has ensued with her and just her views on the world, like it literally makes my stomach turn. Like, I just really don't like seeing anything involving that author. And it's a shame. It makes me sad, but it is what it is. I don't enjoy seeing anything regarding her. I just think they could have bonded over literally anything else. Even just a fictional world or a fictional book series that only exists in this world. Like, I don't know. Anything. They both like pastrami sandwiches. It could have been that. So I'm kind of having to ignore those two things in order for me to like continue with the story and actually like potentially even enjoy it at all. I do think Ollie as a main character is written well in a sense that she is more mature for her age, but the author is adding in little tidbits that is reminding me how young she is, like saying that she's always holding this mini backpack and, you know, just I don't love it. I will say one thing I am liking is reading that she is at an internship for journalism. If I wasn't in nursing, I think that writing and journalism would be the other avenue that I would have pursued. So I do enjoy stories that involve that. But the culture at her internship is just toxic. Like I said, there's a mean girl named Candace. It's just women pitted against women for no reason. Like there's literally no reason for her to be mean to Ollie, but it's happening. Not to mention the CEO or the owner of this journalism firm, I don't know if it's a firm, but this place is just taking advantage of his situation, being manipulative and threatening to Ollie because he's like wanting to buy this hockey team. So he's trying to make Ollie go a little bit undercover and use her influence with her new fake boyfriend to get more information about the hockey team and how it runs. And Ollie's trying to tell him like, hey, I don't feel good about that. It's kind of a conflict of interest. And the CEO is like, well, if you want to pass, you're gonna do it. And it's just it's so awful. But I do like hockey and I like hockey players. So I'm excited to see that part of the story continue. We're still pretty early, so hopefully it gets a little bit better. But I feel like a lot of the things that I don't like are just fundamental issues about the plot. So we'll see how it goes. But right now I'm actually going in to get my hair cut. So I'm gonna look very different next time I'm on camera. Your girl's getting bangs, all right? I need a change. It's happening. See you soon. I haven't read anything. I just wanted to show you my haircut. It's the best one I've ever had in my entire life. Can we appreciate it? It's snowing outside, so it looks a little bit wild, but hello? I'm obsessed with myself.
As we're growing older, darling, I begin to understand it all. It's me that I'm fighting now that I see what is hiding underneath my skin. And I'm always sorry to bring you in my fall. Yeah, with my fall.
It's a Sammy. To see me. My hair got wet in the snow, so now it might look a little bit wild, but it's fine. I just finished Right Man, Right Time by Megan Quinn. So obviously I have a little bit of an update for like how I feel about things. Ultimately, the book ended up surprising me a little bit. All of the issues that I talked about in the previous clip are definitely still valid. I still feel all of those things, but I will say that I think that Ollie's character is written pretty mature. Like if there were not scenes of her being like in class or in her dorm room, like I probably wouldn't have guessed that she is as young as she is. So that's a plus. I liked our main character, Silas. I think that he is a damaged boy. I think he might have been the most complex character throughout the whole story, even though none of the characters really got an entire like background of like who they are, where they come from, that sort of thing. What we did get was a lot of smut. This book was very steamy, which isn't a bad thing, but there are many, many, many steamy scenes to unpack in this one for sure. Now, in terms of this plot, this storyline, the third act conflict, I definitely didn't see coming, actually. Not in the way that it actually unfolded. How it all ended up playing out, like, made sense for who these characters are and their, like, inner workings from what we know about them, even though that made it definitely, like, heartbreaking for both of the main characters. Obviously, loved her journalism bestie that I don't remember his name, but I loved him, and how he was always there for her and stood up for her in the end. Of course, like I already mentioned, like, the Mean Girls thing, like, it's just tired. I just don't like it. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen in real life, though, but still, I digress. I don't really know how I'm going to rate this. I don't know how this one will like age with me, but I feel like a 3.5 makes sense right now. But all in all, I mean, I feel pretty good about this vlog. Even though there were a couple like 3.5 stars the last two books, like I still feel pretty good about them. And I feel the most good about the first book in this series, which is The Things We Never Got Over. I already have the second book downloaded on Kindle Unlimited on my Kindle. So whenever I want to or feel like another romance, I might pick that one up next. I had a great time. I loved the small town grumpy sunshine sort of thing. So I'm excited to be with those characters again at some point in the future. I think I will continue the Twisted Love series, but I don't know when. We'll see. We'll just play that one by ear. And I am so excited to have tried out a sports romance, especially a hockey one. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I'm excited to continue exploring all of these little subgenres of romance. I think this was a fun vlog for me to do. I think I could definitely see why and how all three of these books would be popular in this genre. I do feel like there are other romances that I feel like deserve the top
top spot, obviously, but these are the books that were at the top of the list, at least ones that I was even remotely interested in reading. So yeah, I would love to hear down below in the comments if you've read any of these books that I read in this vlog, and if you liked it or how you feel about the ranking of the list that you saw little snippets of. Or if you don't know what to say, then down below leave me the daisy or flower emoji in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. Bye.